Yep, UTSA week, back in conference play, really excited. Going on the road against a really good UTSA team, probably the most talented team in our conference. And they're doing a great job, averaging 500 yards a game and picking up right where they left off last year. Wanted to go back to the Troy game real quick and thank our fans. They were spectacular, man. They showed up, showed out. It was a great environment. Wish we could have pulled off the win, and that would have been great. We'll be back in 2 weeks for UAB. I know there's a lot of exciting things going on campus, and we're looking forward to getting back to conference play against UAB. So, but back to UTSA, it's going to be a very challenging game, but a game we look forward to, and should be a good matchup, and looking forward to getting going. With that said, questions.
Kind of sticking with UTSA, like you said, the offense is very good. A lot of players back from last year, starting with Frank Harris at quarterback. I guess he's coming off a game where he had school record passing yards. He also can run the ball. What do you learn about playing against him last year, and what kind of improvements have you seen since then?
Well, he's grown so much. I've watched him from a young, talented, kind of a raw player to just a true polished quarterback. He has full command of the offense. You can see they're allowing him to do a lot of different things now. And really, you're trying to contain him more than anything. I don't think you're ever going to stop a really good player like him. He's going to make his plays. The receivers are going to make their plays. What you got to do is try to, get some big turnovers, try to make them kick field goals, try to get some big third down stops. But when you play a talented team like that, they're going to make their plays. But those are the key things. But to answer your question, he is a spectacular player, and he's exciting to watch. So we got to do a great job this week on defense. It'll be a tremendous challenge for our defense. But, at the end of the day, if we can get those turnovers, and try to get some big stops, it'll give us a chance to go win the football game.
Kind of sticking with their offense, some of those skill guys they have at receiver, kind of a three-headed monster out there with Scarlett Franklin, Josh Cephas, and Torian Clark. What kind of challenges does that present to a defense, and how do you try to, limit their productivity?
Well, again, when they're big, talented men out there, and Harris does a good job of putting the ball in the area where they can make the play. They're going to make their plays, and when you get the one-on-one matchups and the ball goes up, you got to find a way to get it out of their hands. And so that'll be critical for us. And, we got to do a good job mixing up the coverages and trying to make him think and bring him pressure and trying to get the ball out of his hands. And then you got to deal with, too, he's a great athlete. He can make plays with his feet. And so we got to kind of try to corral him and try to see if we can get him down. And so, again, it's a big challenge, but a very familiar opponent that we've played multiple times, and our guys are excited to get a chance. They got a great place to play. We enjoy playing there, and so, we're excited to have the opportunity to play them there.
I've talked a lot about UTSA's offense, but have you had a chance to kind of dive deep into their defense and what they present to you guys?
Yeah, big up front, really big, talented, quick twitch, get after the passer. Last week with Troy, they were able to get some push on us with the offensive line, so it'll be another big challenge for our offensive line this week. We got to do a good job of protecting the quarterback, and in the run lanes have got to be there for us. We got to be able to move the line of scrimmage. They're physical up front defensively. Athletic in the back end. They do a nice job of running with the receivers. Corners are long. They do a good job of sticking to your receivers pretty good and mixing up, their looks. And so it'll be a big challenge for our offense as well. But they're a very complete football team on all three phases and do a good job there.
I asked a few weeks ago this question, the ups and downs of a football season. You guys lose a tough one at Indiana, and then you come and dominate FIU, then you lose a tough one at Troy. How do you manage the ups and downs with this team, especially going back into conference play now?
Well, we take it one game at a time, and we talk about full body of work. Let's don't just focus on each game in itself, and have a short memory. You got to have a short memory when you win and lose. You get a great win against FIU, put up a lot of points, you come back, play a really good Troy team, and take a tough loss. Well, we got to turn the page very quickly, and our guys do a good job of that. And then obviously as you go through a season, the schedule doesn't get any easier from here on out. Troy is a good football team. UTSA, here you got to go to Middle Tennessee, going to come home and play UAB. So that's what college football is all about. You want to play in those games. You want to have those quality, tough opponents and try to get those big wins. And so we just focus one game at a time. And at the end of the season, you hope you look up and your full body of work is something you're proud of.
I know you're usually a pretty level-headed guy and like to look forward, but do you look back on last year's championship game as motivation or anything like that at all?
Not for me. We always get ready in our own way. Every game's a new game. Every season's a new season. There'll be a lot of familiar faces out there that were in that game for sure. I do like the comfort level that I think both team has. It's a challenging game for both teams in a sense, but we've seen each other, we know each other, we have respect for each other, so that kind of makes it fun too, and so yeah, for me, I usually every game is a new thing for me. I don't really focus on that.
Coach, almost 1 year ago, you were talking to us about Bailey, and you said that he was one of the best quarterbacks you ever get around, including Sam Darnold. Yesterday, he got to play in Lambeau Field. How was it to see him there and to get his NFL QB going?
No, it was great. I was watching film on UTSA, and they said Bailey's in the game. So I immediately turned on the other TV and had that game on, and it's pretty special, kind of surreal. You run out there at Lambeau Field against an Aaron Rodgers across the other sidelines, and to go into overtime, I thought Bailey did a really good job, and wish he could have come out with a win, but I thought he had a really good performance, and he's got a bright future ahead of him for sure. I think he's just getting started in that league, and hopefully he continues to get more and more opportunities, and he's definitely with the right group. I think it's a right fit for him being with the Patriots, and so his future is really bright. I'm excited to continue to watch him play.
Coach, going into a tough environment at UTSA, essentially playing in the dome, how do you deal with the crowd noise in terms of communication on the field?
Well, for us, we're a no-huddle offense, so really there's not a lot of talking. It's all signal-based and all those things, so that part's easy. Snap count piece, you gotta be able to go silent count, and we'll see what the crowd noise is like. So we'll have both abilities to stay with what we do and also go silent. But they always have a good crowd, so I expect a good crowd of a loud atmosphere, and we just got to get in the mix of it and just kind of see how loud it is. But I expect it to be pretty loud and in the same atmosphere that we've played in before in the championship game.
Frank Harris, obviously, we talked about him. He's able to do what he does with his legs, but they lose one of their top rushers in the league. The last couple of years, and Sincere McCormick. How have you seen them kind of change, or if at all, in that facet of their offense?
I haven't seen much change. I think they got quality running backs. They're still big and physical in the offensive line. They get good push. They've got good balance there with the run and the pass, and they keep you off balance. You're averaging 500 yards a game on offense, and it's not just because they're throwing it everywhere. It's because they got good balance. They can run it and throw it. The backs are very quality running backs, and they can make big plays as well. So I don't think they've missed a beat in that area, to be quite honest with you. Now, he was a really good player, and he was hard to tackle for sure, but the players that they have playing for them at running back are good players as well and doing a good job.
You a big DJ Diesel fan?
No comment. No comment on that one. So.
Going back to Texas, any chance of a cowboy hat or cowboy boots, anything like that?
Probably not for me. even though I love cowboy hat and cowboy boots, you know, we got to play a football game. But you know, in the off season when I go back, yeah, there's probably a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, but not during football season. You always ask me that question.
It's tradition.
Yeah.